Hello friends, welcome to this week's Member Monday. I hope y'all are starting to have a good week. It's actually Sunday afternoon for me. Oh, it's almost dinner time actually. So I'm going to be driving in the morning to Northern Arizona, so I wanted to get this filmed and all edited and everything tonight so that it would be easy for me to get posted for everyone tomorrow. So that's what I'm doing. I thought today I would share with you a few more details about the project that I mentioned that I was going to be starting to work on. And I wanted to show you a couple of camera items over here. So I took some notes. Here we are. Let's see. Okay, let's talk about the first thing that y'all will see later this week is a Q&A, actually. I put out the call for questions last week and got a bunch of them. Good questions. So I will be answering those in a video later this week, probably on Wednesday. And then, so the new project that I kind of mentioned in last week's Member Monday. When Raymond and I were out in the forest, he started talking about the Fuji X100F, and I have that right here. I will show you this, the lens that's on it, but the conversion lens that's on it. But the larger project is all about, hold on, I'm sorry, I have to take some tea here. I have been running a lot more, and it's springtime and allergies. My throat's all scratchy. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, project. So the project that I mentioned was, I don't remember exactly how I described it to you all, but what I've settled on is that this project is going to be about enjoying yourself and taking photos while you're on vacation. It's about to be summertime. It's about to be summer vacation. So I thought it was good timing. So some of these videos in the project are going to be about lightening your load. In fact, later this week, I will share a video on that. It's actually a question that someone asked that kind of sparked off the idea for this project. So I will be answering that later this week. And I'll touch on this, but then this Fuji X100F conversion lens will be a whole separate video as well. And then I do think I have been able to get my hands on a P1000, a Nikon P1000, so I will also do some stuff with that once I receive it. So there's lightening your load, but then there's the other part of the project. Will be talking about, okay, well, sometimes you want to bring all your stuff, right? So how do you carry that? What kinds of stuff might you bring? So those are the types of videos that you'll be seeing from me in the near future, because that's kind of the project I'm working on right now. So let's see. Let me show this to you. So it is the Fuji X100F, right? And the Fuji X100F has about a 35 millimeter effective field of view with its regular fixed lens on it. It's an f2 lens, which is awesome. But this conversion lens, which is just this thing that you just screw it on. It's really it's quite large. It gets you to about 28 millimeters. So there is the regular lens. There's actually an additional kind of just little silver ring that goes around here that hides the threads here. But you put this on and it does make it significantly bulkier, which is not my favorite thing, but it gets you to 28 millimeters-ish effective field of view, mind you. So yeah. I haven't used this very much yet, but I plan to use it this week. In fact, one of the things that Raymond and I are talking about for this coming week is kind of going on a little road trip adventure, and then it being a part of this project, and we aren't going to be carrying a lot of gear. So I think we're going to bring this and maybe the drone. And yeah, because I haven't had the Mavic 2 Pro out near enough. In fact, my uncle asked me about it this past weekend. We were just at a family dinner and my uncle was like, "So you've been flying your drone?" And I was like, "No." So it reminded me that I want to get that out and fly it. So there's those things. And what else is going on? I guess I can tell you just kind of a super sneak peek at what I'm doing next after this project is going to be, so summer vacation kind of a project. And then the next one is going to be, I think it'll be the next one, will be a film project. I'm not sure how long it is, but I already have a bunch of ideas for videos that would fit into this project. I have several film bodies. I have a bunch of film. I've been wanting to do some alternative processes. And I also have the Nikon ES2, which is a film adapter, a slide and film adapter for, you just put it on the end of a certain, you can use like 3 different macro lenses, I believe. And it fits onto the end of that really nicely, and you just are able to snap photos of, your negatives, or your slides. So I'm very excited about using that more. I had it and then I held on to it because Raymond and I said that was kind of our Christmas gift to ourselves, was to get this lens. We got the 60mm macro lens, the F-mount Nikon macro lens, and the ES2 adapter. So we kind of held on to it thinking like, okay, this is like our holiday gift to ourselves, and we didn't really do anything with it. And then we finally opened the ES2 and it had a little flaw in like this part that needed to not have a flaw in it. So, so we had to exchange it, do a warranty repair, because we'd already had it for so long we couldn't even like do a return through Amazon. So anyway, I will be starting that project, I don't know, maybe at the end of this month, maybe early next month, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm excited to dig into that one. I actually have I have my mom's old AE1, the Canon AE1 that she had when I was a child, and it's sitting over there on the shelf right now, so I don't want to go grab it, but it is broken. So I want to take it to just a local camera shop and have them see if they can repair it, and I am hoping that I will be able to kind of share that process with you. I'm going to call the camera shop and see if it'll be okay. And that actually brings me to one last thing I wanted to show you. But pause for a moment. Okay. One of the last things I wanted to talk about was this. So I went up into my parents' attic a couple weeks ago, and the point was to get all of our old toys out of the attic, because they just had, more than a couple boxes of just old stuff up there. So I'm taking boxes down and going through everything, because we were kind of separating piles of donation, keep, throw away. And I found this. My goal of when I was doing that, other than helping out my parents, was that I wanted to find my very first camera. And I did not find it. There is hope. There is hope. My parents have like 2 separate attics. It's really weird, but I haven't been into the other side of the attic, so maybe it's up there. But I did find this one, which I had completely forgotten about. And when I picked this up, I was like, oh my gosh, I know exactly what that is. I remember how the zipper was broken. It's this little Kodak case. It has this red felt on the inside. I remember this, and I remember this being in it. It is a little Instamatic X15 camera by Kodak, and I never had film for this. It has like a little spot for a little flash cube up here. And I used to play with this when I was little because I fancied myself being a photographer with my actual first camera, but I never had film for it. So I would just pretend with these. I would pretend to be taking pictures. What a dork I am, but I did. So I remember this, and I don't want to make a bunch of noises with it right now because, sound and microphone and stuff. But I remember, using the rewind arm here and taking a picture. There's no film in it. I'm not actually doing anything, but I just very clearly remember taking pictures with this and playing around with it. So I thought that was kind of a funny thing that I would show you. It is, let's see if, there we go. Isn't it so pretty? It's a little bit, it has some of the red felt kind of stuck to it since it's been up in the attic and hot in the Phoenix heat. But anyway, fun story. So that's pretty much all that I wanted to talk to you about today. The upcoming project. Last thing, I guess, is the tour, the astrophotography tour, or Aurora Borealis tour to Yellowknife in Canada is coming up. It's less than 6 months away now. I'm counting down. And I did share a video on this past Friday where I talked about how I dressed to stay warm at Yellowstone National Park in the winter. So that video kind of had a dual purpose, and that was to share, how I dressed at Yellowstone so that future visitors to Yellowstone hopefully will find that video and find it helpful, but also for you all that are going on this tour, because it is going to be cold, and I think Raymond and I are going to use the same strategy with what we were wearing and all of that, because we're going to be in a similar situation where we're traveling. We can only carry so much stuff, unless we wanted to bring extra suitcases and pay for all that too, which, none of us wants to do that. So typically we have our 2, roll suitcases that we check. And then we have whatever we have on our backs, but we carry all of our camera gear on to the plane with us, right? And our carry-on stuff. So everything else has to go into our checked bags. So heavy jackets, snow pants, snow boots, all of that stuff has to get shoved into the suitcases. So when I chose all of the stuff that you all saw in that Friday video, it was with the thought that, with the intention that I needed to be able to minimize things. So I re-wore the snow pants every day. I re-wore my second layer of stuff. Obviously, I re-wore my jacket. I don't know anyone who has like a different jacket for every day of the week, but so hopefully that will also be helpful to those of you who are going to be headed to Yellowknife with us. So that really is it for today. I hope you all have a great week, and I'll see you soon for the Q&A. Thanks again for your support. Talk to you later.